Well, good morning, my friends. Happy Wednesday. How are we feeling today? Pretty good, huh? Look, I don't have a lot of time, but I want to say just a couple quick things. First is that was an absolute disaster for Republicans. And anything that is bad for Republicans and their fascist cult leader is good for America. So yesterday was a very good day. And I hope that the results of yesterday's elections fill you with a sense of optimism and hope and encourage you to keep fighting, because we can prevail over this fascist authoritarian takeover, and we will, as long as we don't allow ourselves to lose hope and become dispirited. That's what Trump wants you to do. That's what he needs you to do. Don't give it to him. And let the results of yesterday's elections keep you in a perpetual state of optimism going forward, because we can win and we will win. And I believe that when we look back on yesterday in the not too distant future, we will recognize that yesterday was the beginning of the end for Donald Trump and his fascist cult. Yesterday was when America began to wake up and turn the page and take our country back from this fascist personality cult. That's number one. The second thing is, these MAGAs are going to take the wrong lesson from yesterday, and they're doing it. If you go on social media and see what these MAGAs are saying to each other, they're looking for every explanation as to why they lost, other than the one obvious reason they lost. You know, they can't admit to themselves that Donald Trump is the reason. They just can't do it. I mean, the personality cult is not ready to turn on the cult leader yet. And so what are they doing? They're coming up with every other excuse they can think of. And importantly, what they're doing is they're turning on each other. And I've been telling you for months that this is coming. The MAGA civil war is coming. In fact, it's here. It has already started. These little fights have been percolating up here and there over the last several months. I've been talking about some of them, but they've largely been behind the scenes. You have to go into the MAGA world cesspool online, or go watch some, listen to some of these MAGA podcasts to hear them attack each other. But I think with them getting their asses kicked in yesterday's election, the MAGA civil war is going to start exploding in public for everyone to see. Because this is not, the Republican Party is no longer a political party in the sense that it is united by any principles or policy objectives. They, in terms of their policy positions, they turn on a dime, given whatever Donald Trump wakes up and says he believes at any given moment in time. Donald Trump is not guided by any principles. He doesn't care about anything. He takes whatever position at any given moment in time based upon what he thinks is in his own personal interest. What gives him power, what puts more money in his pocket. Doesn't give a damn about the country, doesn't give a damn about any particular issue. And so because of that, because he changes his mind all the time, the entire Republican Party has gone back and forth on issues left and right. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that they were strongly in opposition to Russian aggression, for example. It used to be they were free traders. I mean, these things are all out the window. So the point is, there is no cohesive set of principles or policy positions that unite these people. The only thing that has united them for most of the last decade has been a blind devotion to one man. And that man is political poison. This country has turned against him and will continue turning against him. Donald Trump benefited enormously from having been out of office for 4 years. People forgot how much they hate this piece of shit. When he took office in the first term, he immediately, his poll numbers into the toilet. So much so that Republicans got destroyed in the first midterm. And then he loses. He loses the White House in 2020. They did nothing but lose with Donald Trump until 2024. Because Donald Trump benefited from not being in power for 4 years. And he benefited from the fact that inflation was still high, that the prices of goods and services in this country was still too high. And people were upset about the direction of the country. And because Donald Trump lied for 4 years about what his first term in office actually was. He lied about it being the greatest economy ever. And unfortunately, the Biden administration did nothing to fight back against that. But the point is, having been out of office for 4 years, the American people, enough of them at least, forgot what a fucking disaster he is. But since he took office in January, they were reminded why they voted him out of office in 2020. This second term has been so much worse than the first. And so they are going to continue to lose with this man as president. And that's the one thing they can't do anything about, because they can't admit that he's the problem. So they're going to turn on each other. And this personality cult that has been unified by nothing other than blind devotion to him, as they start to realize, and they're beginning to realize that he's not going to be around forever, they're going to start jockeying for position. These various groups within the MAGA coalition are going to start trying to get their power, set themselves up in a post-Trump Republican Party. And they're going to blame each other for the results of yesterday's election. And they're going to lose big. If this continues, and I think it will, I think things are only going to get worse for Republicans. By the time we get to the midterms next year, things are going to be much worse for Republicans. I think they're going to get destroyed in the midterms. And you just wait to see how they destroy each other after that. But the MAGA civil war has already begun. And it's going to be beautiful to watch. Get your friggin' popcorn. This is going to be awesome. They're going to start ripping each other to shreds. And this man is panicking. Donald Trump is panicking. Talked about it yesterday. And that's going to make him act even worse, which is going to make the American people turn against him even more strongly, which is going to be even worse for the Republican Party. And it will be a vicious cycle of destruction for Republicans. This is how we save this country from this fascist takeover. Part of the reason that this whole thing is going to unravel is not only that Donald Trump is a fascist and that his party is a cult, but he's also incredibly fucking stupid. And having a really stupid opponent is a great tactical advantage. And we have that advantage. And yesterday was a turning point. So let's continue the fight. Let's take back this country. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.